They warned him to rotate. They begged him to use something seasonal, but he didn't listen. Now he's drenched in Dior, trapped in a never-ending cycle of seduction. Summer or snowstorm, he must smell sexy every single day. None of that, none of that, none of that, no, no, no. Hey friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. I'm smelling pungent. Today we're talking about fragrances that are sexy, that get compliments, that get attention, that you can wear 365 days a year. But don't do what I did, man. Don't do it, don't be that guy. It's in my eyeballs. Everything I talk to you guys about is gonna be linked in the description, so feel free to check it out down there. And we will begin with this. Aquade Dhou Absolu. Now you may be saying to yourself, wait a second, Aquade Dhou Absolu, that's discontinued. We don't talk about discontinued stuff here. And that's true. But as of right this millisecond when I'm filming the video, it is available, at least at JOMASHOP. To be fair, I guess they must have found like a cache somewhere of these and they're selling them because it says ships in 2 to 4 weeks. So you're essentially pre-ordering a discontinued fragrance that they must be getting in on a boat. That's the only way it makes sense in my mind. Aquade Dhou Absolu, buddy. A little misunderstood when you first came out. Got discontinued, got guillotine, no more, very sad. Cool wood cap, by the way, very nice. This one was sort of like the Hawas or Invictus style Aquade Dhou, at least when it first came out. That was kind of the comparison drawn. It does have, of course, aquatic notes. It is an Aquade Dhou after all, but it's sweeter than all the other Aquade Dhou fragrances. So it's got notes in there like pear, bergamot, apple, lavender, tonka, and woods. Look, it is crazy easy to wear. And yeah, a lot of people were not in love with it when it was brand new, for sure. But if you're looking for something that you can wear anywhere, that pulls a ton of attention, that people love the smell of, that also basically nobody is going to be wearing because, again, it's discontinued and has been for years, then this will set you apart in a way while keeping you also smelling contemporary, making you smell sexy, well put together. Basically what the entire video is about. Now they just need to go ahead and get some bottles of Absolute Instinct and make that a thing again too. And as of this minute, I have not ordered one of the Aquade Dhou Absolute bottles, but I'm extremely tempted and I keep going back and forth like, I don't have much left, I need to get some. But will I wear it enough to make it worthwhile? I don't know, but I need to get it, but I don't know. Just back and forth. Since I talked about Invictus with this one, let's talk about Invictus again, but this time, the first of the svelte bottles that they have now changed the entire lineup to feature. Because those old bulbous bottles of yore are just hideous. We have to change the bottle style all across the board to look like this. Very cool. I do really like Invictus Parfum though. It has that Invictus DNA, that sweetness that you would expect, that little bit of bubblegum, but not as much as most of the other fragrances across the Invictus line. This one additionally has some nice soapiness to it, which makes it feel a little bit dressier, a little bit higher class. But it still maintains that fresh, sweet combination that people enjoy so much that the Invictus line does so well. Tack on some nice performance, which is typical and par for the course for Rabanne, you got yourself a winner. I want to throw it back a little bit with an Yves Saint Laurent. Now, I know most people, when you're talking YSL, you're talking about 365-day usage, big time compliment puller, you know, sexy, usable in any situation. People are gonna think, okay, why? You know, why eau de parfum? Or they're gonna think myself. And both of those would work. Both of those easily could be in today's list, but the one I'm highlighting is L'Homme. Just the original L'Homme. This stuff works fantastically. It did when it first came out, still does today. So the opening here, really sexy. Smells great. You get ginger and citrus that come together extremely well. So you have a nice sweetness, freshness, a little bit of zing from that ginger, you know, that fresh spicy pop. And it was one of the first modern, almost blue-ish fragrances that came out and used that style of opening, which really, you know, set the plate for all these fragrances that came after it to kind of do that same thing. As it dries down, you get some nice tonka that comes out that's gonna give you additional sweetness, a little bit of warmth, which is gonna help it work during winter time. And unfortunately nowadays, the L'Homme line is not doing so hot. The last one was L'Homme Eau de Parfum in 2022. Ouch. They haven't even bothered, at least so far, to come out with a La Nuit de L'Homme Elixir or L'Homme Elixir. They did come out with La Nuit de L'Homme Blue Electrique, and then in North America, or the US at least, cancel it within 3 months. So yeah, again, not doing too hot. But this stuff still works, still easy to find, smells amazing. Also, come out with a new Koros. Let's watch the world burn a little bit. Can you imagine if YSL just said, you know what? Heck with it. We're coming out with a new Koros flanker, Koros Elixir, and guess what? More animalic than ever. You thought the original Koros was pissy. Bro, you ain't seen nothing yet. If YSL does that, the internet implodes. The next scent comes to us from Ralph Lauren. It's Polo 67 Eau de Parfum. This is top notch. You go back a couple years and you say, hey, do you think that a Ralph Lauren polo in kind of a blue polo style bottle and everything that's just, you know, focused on citrus and woods, do you think that's gonna be one of the better releases of the year when it comes out? And I'd be like, no, it'll probably be okay. Very run of the mill, you know, decent, but not amazing. But this stuff is great for what it does. The citrus off the top smells fantastic. Have some pineapple in there, fresh, extremely sweet, but in a way that's not overdone, you know, not bubblegummy. No offense, Invictus and Aquade Dhou. It has this nice little touch of classiness as it dries down, that bit of woodiness that comes out in the base. Hyper versatile. You can wear it whenever you want. The price at full retail, not crazy. The stuff is just great. I love Polo 67 Eau de Parfum. The Eau de Toilette is good too, but the Eau de Parfum, man, that stuff is just a step higher. Before we head to the next one, you see codes. You knew it. You're so smart. The Gift Express code is now unlimited use. 15% off orders over 400 bucks. 10% off orders under. The JOMASHOP codes work within the app, so be aware of that. And then you have all the other codes as you see there that you can use to save yourself some money. Let's switch it up a little bit. The next one, Armani Code Parfum. This one is not at all as deep and heavy as you might think at first blush. Now, it's absolutely not your standard run-of-the-mill summertime fragrance, but again, we're talking about stuff that you can realistically use year-round if you want to. And during summer, you can wear this, just don't go crazy heavy. It has bergamot off the top, actually really nicely fresh off the top, a little bergamot leaf as well. You have a good amount of iris in here. It is a touch powdery, but it smells very classy and sexy. You've got tonka in here as it dries down. Just an amazing smelling scent, great performance, and one that works extremely well as an evening out fragrance, or one that you can easily wear in more formal situations should you find yourself in one. The next scent is a cheapie. This one you can find for under $25. It's Reverie Aqua by Zamaya, and it has a magnetic cap. Nice. This one does too though. Forgot to say the magnetic cap about the Armani. I'm sorry, bud. So this is a clone fragrance, of course. Zamaya is a clone house. At JOMASHOP, it's like 24 bucks. So yeah, just barely under 25. And it is a clone of Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense, which also, that fragrance easily in here as well, along with Floral Fantasy, Yellow Dream, even the original or Green Extravaganza, you could put those in here too. Now, like Born in Roma Intense, or Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Intense, those are actually two different ones. Uomo Intense, Born in Roma Intense. Don't get those mixed up, they're not the same thing. But like Born in Roma Intense, it is a great mix of fresh and sweet, maybe leaning a little heavier toward the sweet side. Great performance, really good quality here. In the air, smells absolutely amazing. And I actually dig the presentation too. The bottle doesn't look too bad. I like the little like medallion that it has here, or the little thingy, the thingy that they've glued on here. But the box looks really slick. Jada is up next, Ambassador. This one is a little bit of a hype beast, right? This is one that off and on has been talked about a lot. It also does have a magnetic cap, so we've got 3 up here. And this one is another one that's quite sweet. Yeah, it's got a good amount of sweetness. You've got a lot of fruity sweetness here off the top. You have mango, a good dose of it. You also have green mandarin, apple, cardamom, vanilla, woods, and amber as well. It has a nice masculine, fizzy, almost kind of ambroxany vibe underneath all of those fruity notes. And another thing that it does really well is the performance. This stuff lasts a long time, projects extremely well also. And at discounters, you're looking at around 75 bucks to like 90 or so, depending on where you're shopping and you know, whether it's a tester. So Jada Ambassador, really solid choice that really most people don't know about, most people aren't wearing, unless it's somebody who's really into fragrances, but your average guy is not gonna really know about that one quite so much. Another cologne, this one is Legacy by Maison Azrar, and this one is an alternative to Blue Talisman. Another fragrance with really solid longevity, lasts a long time, especially for a fragrance that you would maybe think of more as like a spring summertime scent, but it does have more usability than that because of the better performance. You can pull this off during winter as well. Another one with a really nice opening that makes use of ginger and citrus. Again, it just works. You also have pear in there, orange blossom, jasmine, and as it dries down, you have amber, musk, vanilla, and some woody notes as well. And this one walks that line between being like a playful blue fragrance type of scent and one that has a little more of an upscale, upmarket, like buttoned up facet as well. It kind of does both those things at the same time. Let's go just pretty much full on blue fragrance in a bottle that ain't blue. MCM Onyx. It looks like a small bag. Wow. How cool. Price-wise at discounters, you're looking at, you know, 40 to 60 bucks typically, depending on size and all that other stuff. Atomizer is not too terrible for a built-in atomizer. Sometimes they can be absolute trash. That one, somewhere in the middle. In terms of notes, you've got grapefruit and ginger. Once again, you've got pink pepper as well. As it dries down, you have lavender, violet leaf, clear wood, tonka, and vetiver. Smells similar to Sauvage, more specifically Sauvage Eau de Parfum. So it's gonna give you that kind of scent profile, only cheaper, but with still good quality. Not quite as metallic, not quite as ambroxan forward, but still with a nice little touch of sweetness in there, which really helps it appeal to more people. Not quite as loud as far as the punch goes, as far as that projection, longevity, everything else. Not that it's terrible, it's just, you know, it's not Sauvage, which a lot of things are not Sauvage. Just as far as that punch goes, you know, they can pack one. Still, super versatile, easy to wear, compliment puller, and a little under the radar. And we're gonna finish with something a little bit different. We're gonna throw it back. We're gonna go Low DC by Issey Miyake, just the original Low DC. So we're throwing it back to 1994, back when note breakdowns had more than 3 notes. That is what? What are you talking about? That's not even a thing, dude. But for real, check this note breakdown. Do you see designer fragrances coming out with breakdowns like this nowadays? I don't think so. Probably most well known for yuzu, so very citrusy off the top, but a different type of citrus, not your more typical bergamot or grapefruit forward scent, though it does have bergamot as one of the citruses in the citrus combo that this one is gonna be bringing to you. It's also a bit green, very brisk. It has woods, musk, florals, just a lot of different things going on in here. And while a lot of people would say this is a summertime fragrance, just like the original Aquade Dhou Eau de Toilette, that's for summertime, right? I would say for sure that is the more typical time that you would rock with this one, but you can also use it during fall and winter time, especially if you're gonna be in places that are air conditioned. It still works. It still is extremely pleasant to smell. Maybe it is going to appeal a little bit more to guys middle-aged and older because it doesn't have a huge pop of sweetness. Instead, it's more of that slightly sharp citrus. But in the winter time when it's cold outside, this stuff smells even more refreshing, even more brisk when you spray it on. It takes on a different life, smells amazing. As long as you don't mind something that is now a few decades old, you're still good, bud. It's okay. So there we go, guys. Some fragrances that you can use pretty much whenever you want. And by and large, everything here, absolutely fantastic for mass appeal. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.